Today is a beautiful day to learn some math. Let's get started. So we have this problem: find the equation of a line passing through -2, -5 and -3, -8. So our first step is to find the slope. So first, for each coordinate, you're going to indicate x1, y1, then x2, y2. So now we're going to write out the formula. M is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Keep in mind, M is equal to slope. So then now we have to figure out, okay, what do all these numbers mean? What should I do with it? So we're going to use a method called substitution. So whatever you indicated for y2 and y1, you're going to plug it into the formula. So in our case, you're going to write down M is equal to -8 minus -5. Make sure you put parentheses around your negative numbers, so that way it doesn't get confusing. Then now we're going to put it over -3 minus -2. Again, we're still going to put the parentheses to make our work less confusing. A little bit of a side note: as soon as you reach this step, make sure that you plugged in all the values correctly. Now you can begin to solve. So on the top portion, we have -8 minus -5. Whenever you're dealing with negatives, make sure you use the method keep, change, change. So that means we're going to keep -8 the same, because we're going to keep it. We're going to change the subtraction to addition and change the -5 into +5. -8 plus +5 will give us -3. Keep in mind, your answer will take the sign of the larger number. We're going to use the same method on the bottom portion. So we have -3 minus -2. Again, keep, change, change. Keep -3 the same, change the subtraction to addition, and then we're going to change the -2 to a +2. -3 plus +2 will give us a -1. So now here's something that I often see that people have difficulty with. So now if you have a negative divided by a negative, you will get a positive. So let's try and break it apart. Negative divided by negative gives you a positive. 3 divided by 1 will give us a +3. So that means our slope is 3. But remember, the question asked us to find the equation of a line. So that means our work is not done. We only have the slope, but we need to find the y-intercept. So you're going to use this formula. Y is equal to mx plus b. So now you're going to choose any of the two coordinates that they've given you in the question. You could choose the first one, you could choose the second one. It's entirely up to you. Might I add, just work with the one that looks a little easier. So in this case, I'm going to choose -2, -5. So now our first step is to write out the equation, y equals mx plus b. So then now, what I like to do, I like to make a list on the side of my paper. So that way the substitution part doesn't get confusing. So now I'm going to put -2 for my x, and my -5 will be for my y. That's the coordinate that I'm choosing. You could have chose -3, -8. It's entirely up to you. So now for my slope, I'm going to make sure I write down m is equal to 3. Now all you have to do is just substitute it. So now y would be our -5, right? Bring down the equal sign. 3 would be our m. Our x would be -2. Keep in mind, m and x look like they're doing multiplication, so you must put parentheses around the -2. So now 3 times -2 gives us -6. Bring down everything else. You're going to bring down your b, you're going to bring down your -5 and your equal sign. So this is -6, so we have to do the opposite. So we're going to add 6 on both sides. Because remember, whatever you do to the right, you do to the left. Or whatever you do to the left, you do to the right. Negative 6 plus 6 gives you 0. Negative 5 plus 6 will give you positive 1. So that means our y-intercept is equal to positive 1. Now, all we have to do is form these numbers into an equation of a line. So if it helps, write out y equals mx plus b once again. Notice that we already have our m, and notice that we already have our b. So now for your final answer, you're going to put y is equal to 3x plus 1. And then after you've finished that, then you're going to begin to box your answer. I hope this helps. Let me know in the comments. Thank you.